How do you know if your cabinets are symmetrical? How do you know if the lines line up? How do you know if you have enough counter space? But most of all, how do you know if it looks right? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do an elevation on a plan we worked on last week. Elevations are the vertical view of drawings, and when you can see what you're getting, you get a better result. The plan is all about function. That's about how it works, does it fit, is the flow going to let people move around the space. But the elevations are about how it looks, how it makes you feel, the vibe it gives off. The elevations tell the story of the kitchen. They tell you where stuff is going to sit, how it's going to look from the living room, from the entry, from the pantry. When you draw the elevations, not only does it allow you to see how your cabinetry looks, but I've got 2 bonuses that are going to decrease your stress levels if you stick around. First, we're going to look at the plans from last week that we drew up. If you want to watch the video, I'll link it. I'll try and link the right one. We're going to draw elevations based off of that. So let's get to it. Here's the plan from last week. The kitchen is 13.7. We've got 13 feet on this side. We've got a 4 by 7, maybe 8-foot island and perimeter cabinets running along the wall here. We're going to reference the plans. We're going to draw the elevations. So the elevations are very simple. The first thing you want to do is drop the walls. So this wall, for instance, is 13.7. So I'm going to draw it up at an 8-foot height. And I'm going to mark on it any locations of outlets, windows, doors, all of that kind of stuff. The wall itself is actually all the way across here. So I'm going to draw the entire thing with the doorway. So let's get to it. I'm going to need glasses for this. The first wall here is, it's about 18 overall. And then we know, I'm using my architectural rule and it's on the 1/2-inch scale. So my scale is 1/2 inch. That my ceilings are 8 feet here. So we're going to draw the ceilings at 8. I need this sharper. This is easier. Boom. There's a wall here. This is an opening that is 1, 2. See, I'm counting the boxes. That's why it's easy to draw on graph paper. You can count the boxes.
1, 2, 3. That's 4 feet. We're at 4.5. So here's
the hallway. And then we know we're going to leave 18 inches because on the plans here, you can see I stayed off 18 inches for the fridge. So the fridge is going to start right here, and fridges are generally, let's use our ruler, about 6 feet tall. This is a 72-inch high. I'm just approximating, so there's by 3 feet wide. Always, always, always check your specifications for your appliances. There is nothing that will screw things up more than a tiny little 1/8 of an inch. All right, back to the fridge. So I know I'm gonna have uppers above there, and I know this is where my wall ends, somewhere over here. I have decided to wall off this corner cabinet. So I'm not going to have a corner cabinet here. And then we want to draw our countertops at 3 feet. Countertop, did I get that right? 1, 2, 3 feet. So that's our countertop height, 36 inches, here to here. So our base cabinets, usually your toe kick's about 3.5, 4.5 inches, depending on the cabinet manufacturer. Let's call it 4 just for fun. Above that, your uppers. Fitting large appliances underneath uppers, like the big Keurigs or even my regular Krupp's coffee maker, you can't get at the top of it. So I want to keep my uppers at a minimum of 20 to 24 inches above the countertop because I want to have those appliances underneath. And I'm not going to have a ton of appliances. On this wall, I'm not going to have really any technical uppers because I'm going to do an appliance garage and the hood. So let's draw that in. So I've got, here's my appliance garage. It's going to be approximately 24 inches wide, maybe wider. And this is the cabinetry going this way. So then what I'm left with is going to be the balance. I'm going to say about here is going to be my hood. So my hood's going to be, that's not good.
2. So my hood's going to be here. I did something wrong.
Well, about there. It's a little shy of that. I think I'm missing a few inches. But here's my oven. 30-inch range. Da, da, da. There's your oven with your dials. And then I'm gonna have a 2-drawer base and a 3-drawer base on either side. This is my hood. Now over here is my appliance garage. And normally an upper would start about here, or an appliance garage would be 18, maybe 24 inches high. But that would put the line right here. And then it's not gonna line up with that. So I wanna make sure that this door here, these lines line up. And this is gonna be a bifold door, so it's out of the way. And then doors up here with vertical storage for all my trays, cookie sheets, all that good stuff in there. There's your fridge, boom, boom, cabinet depth. So that, and this is, I have this 36 above the countertop because my family's tall. I don't want it in the way. The weight of the appliance garage balances out the weight of the refrigerator on the other side. And you want to check the symmetry or the asymmetry. It's not about being out of balance. It's just everything's not the same on both sides. This house is the perfect asymmetrical example. You've got it divided into thirds. Can you see that? 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. And the pattern of 3 repeats. So you see it in the break of the windows, you see it in the 3 pieces over there, and then the 3 windows up above. Got the same lights carried over. Up there, if you can see that railing detail has got a slight curve to it. And then again, divided into 3 sections. So although the house is asymmetrical, it has balance. Now up here, I've got this pass-through window, and then I've got these open shelves and a cabinet. So they balance each other out. I'm not really worried about the lower cabinets. There is some symmetry there, but I don't really care because there's gonna be an island in the way. Asymmetry can elevate your design by incorporating elements that carry the same weight but may be different. You can balance it out and it feels grounded. It feels symmetrical to us. Now that I can see the hood wall here, I've got all this space here that I could add a cabinet because I have a lot of space in between here, which is going to be equal. I could do an upper, let's say there's 18, so another upper over here. But then it would sit down here, the lines would be all over the place. I like this look. And then I would have to worry about the door swing next to the hood. So I don't want to do that. I'm just going to leave it open. I like the idea of a big open hood, makes a statement, do all the storage somewhere else. Now here it is all neatly drawn up. So I've got the stove wall, the fridge wall, and then these are the 3 sides of the island here. And looking at this, I have some ideas for lighting and for how I'm going to do my backsplash. And that is the beauty of elevations. I can do some beautiful sconces there, maybe some hi-hats here. I'll get some light from the hood. Gorgeous, done. When you can see how it's gonna lay out, it lets you think about lighting. It lets you think about how you're gonna lay out that tile. This is my backsplash here. Where do I want it to end? Do I wanna do one of those shelves you see with a marble shelf that's 4 inches right here? Do I want to extend it up the entire wall and have this all tile or whatever it's going to be? The elevations let you see how the picture's going to be. It also lets you see where the outlets are going to go and where the tile's going to end. So you can mark and make sure that the electrician doesn't put that outlet halfway between the line where you wanted your tile to end. For instance, I know I want outlets in here because that's an appliance garage. I want to be able to plug in my toaster, my coffee maker, my blender. In here, I know I want those outlets to be out of the way, maybe behind a pot of utensils or something like that. So you can plan for where you have your outlets. On the sink wall here, I've got some open shelves and some upper cabinets. Now my tile is going to run here. I want it to end right at this upper shelf. So I know I'm going to make a mark. The outlets either got to go here or they got to fit on the wall here. You can lay it out and make sure. When you're looking at these elevations and you're imagining yourself standing there, look at the countertops. When you're standing at the stove, do you have enough room to this side? Do you have enough room to that side? You want landing space by the fridge, by the sink, and by the stove. Check your countertops. When you look at your plan view, sometimes you miss things like the depth of an appliance garage or a fridge to see how you're going to move around the space. So check that against your plans as well. The elevations give you a chance to imagine where your lighting is going to be. So when you look at it, you can imagine whether sconces or under cabinet light will help to light up the work surfaces, will look pretty from the living room or from the entry. What will your views be? Your elevation tells the story of your kitchen. So tell it well. See you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. I've got a